my gosh.
My comedy is like what they find up there in the mountains of Alta California. Gold.
That is a very generous assessment of your sense of
Montero.
comedic timing.
Montero is a huge fan of me. Don Rafael, he packs him in. I get all the Dons. Pedro, Julio. Uh,
You got
what
Uncle
am I-
Julio?
got Uncle Julio.
Wow.
Well, me and Julio
Down by the schoolyard.
down by the schoolyard.
See, a musical reference for me. Haha.
Yes.
As long as it's 1,000 years old, I'll get it.
Me and Don Julio down by the watering hole.
Well, finally, we have some real hairlines, real gray, and real adults playing characters. No more of this bullshit that they're much younger than they actually were. I mean, you're already pushing credibility for their old versions of themselves of how spry they are. So it's been 20 years. Yeah. So let's get to it. I want to talk about this minute, even though I know you two were just paid to be here.
Jazz.
Yes. What does roll the intro in Spanish? Let's see. Cue the music. Let's look it up. Cue la música. That sucks.
There's got to be a better word for
I mean-
cue.
That's better than rodar la introducción.
So how about play the music?
Yeah.
Reproducer la música. Okay. Hit it.
Sure.
Let's hit it.
Golpielo.
Go piano.
So, hey, everybody. Welcome. You're here listening to Sword Boys. Our coverage
Robin
of
off
The
of
Mask.
off script is so bad.
The Mask of Zorro. My name is, checks notes, Robin.
It's like you're reading, but I know you're not. So when
I'm
you're
not
reading,
reading?
you don't sound like you're reading, but when you're not reading, you sound like you're reading.
I must always be on script.
Gotcha. I am off the cuff. Juanathan, one of your three hosts of this leg of the Mask of Zorro.
Mhm.
Yep. And I'm Rick. And in the spirit of the improv that we're doing, I'm going to need a name, an occupation, and a location.
You are a bounty hunter. You have three fingers, and the occupation you're in the desert.
Yeah. Because we're talking about Cut 2, which begins at 18 minutes, 3 seconds. It goes until 33 minutes, 30 seconds. It begins with the Murrieta brothers 20 years later, seemingly captured by Three-Fingered Jack. And it ends with a close-up on Catherine Zeta-Jones.
BT Dubs, that has been a rough 20 years. Were those kids 25 when they were kids? Because we're again pushing the limits of.
You got to remember that Antonio Banderas is 9 years older than Catherine Zeta-Jones. So, like, in that flashback, 1821, like, they're like 8 or 9 years old.
Okay.
And so
That
they're
works.
pushing 30. And, like, I mean, you think 30-year-olds now, look pretty good. Back then, like, you got one foot in the grave if you're 30 years old.
30-year-old in the 1800s. Ugh, yeah, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
Soon.
Yeah. Welcome to 1841, gentlemen. Notable events from this year include the first recorded observation of Groundhog Day.
Really?
U.S. President William Henry Harrison died in office after only 1 month because he caught pneumonia at the inauguration.
Good. Fuck that guy.
Yep. There was a
loser.
fire. There was a fire at the Tower of London, which destroyed its Grand Armory, causing 250,000 pounds worth of damage. That's English pounds, so pricey.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like a lot of like
250,000.
250,000, a £250,000 of damage. And also, the settlement of Dallas, Texas was founded in 1841.
Oh well, great.
Results were mixed.
Okay, yeah,
Corbin Dallas?
yes, that's when he was. That was when he was created. So yeah, let's talk about the actors in this.
Hmm?
There's
Oh,
lots.
yeah. Oh, I got some stuff.
We got his brother.
Yes. Joaquin played by Victor Rivers. This is probably his biggest movie. He starred in Blood In, Blood Out. That was probably his biggest role. Co-starred in Distinguished Gentleman, Twin Peaks, Fire Walk with Me. His last role was just a couple of years ago, playing a psychologist in an episode of Better Call Saul.
Yeah, I know him. I know him from The Distinguished Gentleman
Oh, okay.
as like the cohort. He's like Eddie Murphy's like not sidekick because there's two sidekicks. So
I don't know anything but about that movie, but the poster is like Eddie like popping open.
I should
US
watch it. It's
Capitol.
actually not terrible. I mean, it's about corruption and government.
Yeah,
so
we
fine.
need a distinguished gentleman these days to open the cover of the Capitol as if it's a toilet bowl and just kind of like smile and play in there.
Keeping with Sword Boy's motif. Just so you know, I'm drinking from my red Sonia cup today.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
For viewers at home, I'm drinking from a Wendy's cup, but she is my red Sonia.
I was gonna say. Yeah, okay. So also we have Three Fingered Jack, played by LQ Jones. I've got some good LQ FAQ. Born in 1927, so he is doing the math. He is about what?
Dead, I assume.
I was about to say
69 now.
he would be.
69.
69.
I don't think your math is right.
No, in 1998.
Mm.
Is that's 69, right?
I thought you meant now. I'm like, that's
No,
not
no,
how
no.
math
He's
works.
dead. He's dead.
Yeah.
He's
His
107.
His birth name is Justice McQueen.
Honestly, this guy, he was born with a name like Justice McQueen. Like it wasn't spelled out justice like law justice. It's Justus. But his name is Justice McQueen, and he's like, you know what? That's not a badass enough name for Hollywood. I'm going to change it to the name of the character from the first movie I was ever in, L.Q. Jones. And I'm
Completely
like,
baffling.
change the spelling of justice to being like justice.
And it's not like it's Marlon Brando playing Vito Corleone being like, I'm going to be Vito Corleone the rest of my life. I'm going to change my name. No, this guy is like 10th build in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And apparently okay, I got a quote from him about it. He says, who's dumb enough to change their name from Justice McQueen to LQ Jones? But that's what the studio wanted, so I didn't care. I can tell where I knew somebody from by what people call me. If I knew you growing up in Texas, you probably call me Mac. If we knew each other at the University of Texas, you call me Dodo, a nickname a guy gave me when I mistook him for someone named Dodo Young. And if you call me LQ, we're old Hollywood buddies. So yeah, he just adopted LQ Jones and was LQ Jones the rest of his life. He was in
and LQ, which is short for Lightning McQueen, which is kind of a play on his name, and that's where it came from.
Of course, another Texan, Lightning McQueen.
yeah, everybody knows boogity boogity. Ka-chow.
He was in World War II movies until he met Sam Peckinpah, who put him in The Wild Bunch, a bunch of other westerns. In 1975, he wrote and directed his only feature, A Boy and His Dog, starring Don Johnson, which took place in the post-apocalyptic world of 2024.
LQ Jones directed A Boy and His Dog?
He not only did that, but he gave himself the uncredited role of man in porno film. So I haven't seen that movie.
Okay, A Boy and His Dog is one of those like foundational post-apocalyptic movies that inspired so much of the rest of the genre. And I had reviewed that movie before, and it never, like those 2 points of contact never connected in my brain.
You never thought about Three Finger Jack directed it?
Nope. Although, I mean, the name Three Finger Jack would fit perfectly into A Boy and His Dog. It is a disgusting movie.
Okay.
I know him best, and a lot of people might know him best as Pat Webb from Casino.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's the cowboy that De Niro's character won't kowtow to. He's like the county commissioner for like gaming licenses, and his dumbass nephew, who's played by Joe Bob Briggs,
Nice.
famous movie reviewer.
Another guy that wears cowboy hats.
Yeah, but that's what I know him from. Like, the most probably. I knew him from Mask of Zorro, obviously, but I was like, why do I know this guy?
I got a fact about the Casino because he's a native Texan and he was playing a Texan. Marty had him rewrite his lines in his own kind of manner. So everything he says is it's his version of what Scorsese wrote.
Well, that's actually pretty good. That's better than having like imagine if LQ wrote something in for the mean streets of New York, and it would be
Yeah.
bad. It'd be like, hey, y'all, oh, whoa, hey, oh, gabagool,
I
barbecue,
got- yeah. I think I'll have some pizza.
pizza. I'm authentic. Cool.
There is a third person in this scene that we have finally gotten to.
Oh yeah,
His name is
come on.
Anthony Flags. That would
Oh.
be his name if you translated it from Spanish to English. But yeah, Antonio Banderas,
Yes.
born in Spain as Jose Antonio Dominguez Banderas. Um, he was aspired to be a soccer star until he broke his foot at 14. Then he saw a production of Hair and was like, "Oh, I gotta be in theater." So he joined a troupe. Was arrested a few times for performing plays in Spain that were being politically censored. So he'd been to jail for acting already. Just that much of a badass already. Discovered on stage by Pedro Almodovar, excuse me, who cast him in his first film in 1982, Labyrinth of Passion. He worked with Pedro through the 80s. And then in 1990, he's cast in Mambo Kings and had to learn his English lines phonetically. That is in 1990. This is 1998. So after that, he blew up in America with Philadelphia, Interview with the Vampire, and then he starts teaming up with Robert Rodriguez. He's in Desperado, Four Rooms, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Spy Kids, and meanwhile he's also in Assassins, a movie that I love and everybody else hates. Avita, 13th Warrior, and Frida. And then he hit the next stage of his career in the 2000s where he got his most iconic role, Puss in Boots. I have a quote from him saying, "I get more attention as the pussycat than I ever did as Zorro. I hate that cat. Ever since he appeared in my life, he's more important than me. Now women always say, 'Oh, I love that cat. He's so cute.' Before it was, 'I loved you in Zorro.' And sometimes you think, is she saying that because she has some other intention? No, they love the cat. They hate me." And I have one more quote from him. He says, "Taylor Swift was singing on the stage, and I was sitting down at one table having dinner, and I had to go on stage and do a little speech. So when she came down the stairs and saw me and said, 'Oh, Antonio Banderas,' and I thought, wow, Taylor Swift knows me. That's so cool. Then she looks at me and says, 'My grandmother loves your movies.'"
Oh.
And he says, I said, "Thank you," and I had tears in my eyes. So yeah, that is kind of leading Antonio up here to 1998. How old do you think he is in this movie, guys?
38.
He's 38. You're right. I don't know if you knew that.
I just assumed. I mean, he looks 38. So
Yeah. The role of Zorro, yeah, this would be 20 years later. So
he should be 29.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, movie. I know this is Mexico, so it's like the sun, kind of
Yeah.
rough you up, but you and your older brother.
Zorro, the role was first offered to Andy Garcia, then to Tom Cruise, who declined because, quote, he didn't think it was a good idea.
No, Tom, correct. Well, his handlers didn't think it was a good idea. I'm sure Tom Cruise wanted to play Zorro.
Then in 1995, after seeing Desperado, Robert Rodriguez and Antonio Banderas are brought in by TriStar and Amblin. Rodriguez, because he's known to make a good action film on a budget, and the studios wanted him to make it for 35 million. He was like, "No, I need 45 million," and so he ends up quitting. They kept Antonio on board. They brought Martin Campbell in, who then chose this over a sequel to GoldenEye. He was supposed to direct Tomorrow Never Dies, and the budget ends up being 95 million.
I think, you know what? I don't know if Robert Rodriguez at that time would have been the right director for this. I feel like in the 90s, he was still kind of this Dusk Till Dawn. You know what? Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't feel he has the same chops as a director. Everything he's done is interesting. It's visually interesting. I'm sure it would have had a lot of weird ass camera angles, kind of like a Sam Raimi film, but I don't feel like it would have been. Look, let's just put it on the table. I think the white guy who directed it was pretty great, and I'm really glad the Mexican guy didn't direct it. Okay, is that okay?
There's two things that I associate Robert Rodriguez with. One is gunfights, and the other one is excessive use of green screen. And neither of those would have fit well in Zorro.
No.
Yeah. Well, he got a little crazy with the green screen once we got into the Spy Kids sequels. I didn't think he was that bad. Like if he's
that he was doing for budget, that's
movie,
budget reasons. Like he's like, I'm going to make this movie, this effects driven movie, but I'm going to make it cheap because I'm not going to build these sets. So okay, that works. And he had Antonio Banderas in them.
Exactly.
I think Desperado is like one of my favorite action movies of the '90s, and I could see Zorro being made in that way.
I don't think Desperado is. I think Desperado, for what it is, which is a remake of El Mariachi, is great. I don't think it's a great of that time. Quick of the Dead is still better. Sam Raimi, another white guy. Sam Raimi made Quick of the Dead, and I think that's like that to me is how this movie kind of has that feeling. Has that Quick in the Dead, like there's some really good set pieces and there's great action, but it's not relying on trickery or, it's relying on the actors. And I don't think Robert Rodriguez at this point in his career had the wherewithal to work with the level of actors that he got to. I mean, again, I love his movies. Like I love most of them, but I just was like, no, this is fine. Martin did a good job.
I don't know. I love Quick and the Dead as well. But yeah, just you don't have Antonio Banderas like slowly loading a gun and going as he's trying to be as quiet as possible, but just loving the sound of a bullet entering a chamber. Like, I love Antonio Banderas back in the '90s. Like he's just so
late '90s, early
so
2000s. Banderas is awesome. So let's get back to the scene.
Yeah. So they're riding along.
Yeah, they're riding along. What are you doing? What is this, a motorcycle?
Yeah, he's got his hands on the right. No, he's
excuse me, you forgot like about me, you bastards.
Like a bantha. Anyway,
we haven't seen Klumpo. He's not here. Klumpo
I just
is later.
stepped out. Now you see, I was in the earlier flashback, but now it's 20 years later. Now I'm playing a different character. I'm a young buck, and I'm carrying three finger.
I'm playing my own grandson.
He spilled some water on me. That's fine. That's fine. But you gotta take the money where
so three finger Jack has taken the Murrieta brothers, and that he's taking them in for the reward.
And he's singing a little song.
Yeah.
Now you guys obviously know what this tune. It's Camptown Ladies. Actually specifically Camptown Races.
Yeah.
Okay.
So fun fact, fun historical inaccuracy about this movie.
Okay.
The song Camptown Races was published in 1850, 9 years after this scene takes place.
Son of a bitch.
Which means that Stephen Foster, the guy who published that song, must have heard this little rendition of Nobody's Tough as Jack and said, you know what, I'm going to turn that into a minstrel song, a minstrel show song, and have like people in blackface sing a funny song about gambling.
I didn't know the dark history of Camptown Races.
It's always racist.
I was going to say,
if it goes back to racist,
if it's coming from the mid 1800s, there's a real good chance it's just inherently racist.
Yeah.
And then the name Three Finger Jack. There's a shield volcano up in the Cascade Range in Oregon that's named Three Finger Jack. But in the 1890s, there was the rise of Three-Fingered Jack Dunlop. He was a notorious cowboy and train robber. But whether or not he actually only had three fingers on one hand is disputed. So I'm not going to say that he's the one that inspired this character. There's someone else later on in this cut that I'm going to bring up that's more directly related to this story.
Gotcha. Okay.
Now, analyzing the three fingers, I at first was like, does he have just three fingers? He does. On his left hand, there are three fingers, and then he's got some like fake fingers coming up.
Yeah, it's like metal fingers.
Yeah.
Him missing two of his fingers on his hand and therefore being Three Finger Jack makes a lot of sense compared to other ways that you could pick up the nickname of Three Finger Jack in the Wild West.
You could be a heavy drinker. Hey, three fingers.
Yeah. Or a frequenter of brothels.
Ugh.
Oh,
That's three fingerer.
a little three diddles Jack. Yeah, you'll know him. Um, speaking
Yeah,
of names,
what?
oh, we have yeah, Joaquin and we have Alejandro. Now, of course, this is Joaquin's last cut, I believe.
Mhm.
So we're going to be dealing with
First and
Alejandro
last.
the rest of the rest of the movie. Like, do we just keep calling him Alejandro?
Yes.
Can we just call him Zorro?
Well, he's not
I mean-
Zorro yet.
Yeah.
You know, no
But he's
one's going
Zorro.
to care about Alejandro until he puts on the mask.
Wait, I'm getting a message. Here he is. You can call me Al. Hey, Antonio said he's also quoting Paul Simon today.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
I mean, I did give him permission to call me Betty.
So Three Finger Jack, is giving him grief. Doesn't give him any water. Then he comes in and tells him comes into this, like, I guess, outpost, and is bringing the Murrieta brothers, and the horse thieves, and they've got the wanted sign up, and of course the wanted sign. Now I'm looking at it, it says 200 gold pesos.
Yeah.
Did everyone go look up how much a gold peso was worth at 18? Whatever.
I did. Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't look up. I looked up what it's worth today, and it's
No,
like
no,
$10.
No, well, because now a peso is worth 5 cents, so that's different. But these were like gold pesos, and I went and looked it up, and the gold pesos were a mix, but there was a percentage of gold in there. It was said like some sort of, it called them like tray ounces, like has a name for the amount of ounces. It had like an ounce. No, that's not tray ounces. It's like 1.2 tray ounces.
Right.
Yeah. So I was like, is that a lot? No. I mean, that's a lot of gold, actually. An ounce of gold in the 1800s is worth a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know. They're insulted by it, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, an ounce of gold now is worth, let's see what it is. What's the gold standard? Anybody know?
Gold. I'm sorry, I'm not a billionaire. I don't keep track of those things.
Ooh, an
I
ounce
can
of
tell
gold
you
is
what my
worth
debit card standard is.
$3,360.
Oh,
So they're worth
3,000?
3,000.
Not bad.
yeah,
worth
but
a
not
lot.
enough
That's
to like.
3,000.
But they're not at this point. Pesos are, I guess in the movie, it's all supposed to be like the joke is like, oh, they're only worth 200 pesos. The pesos are shit. So
Yeah,
whatever.
it's not enough to stroke the ego.
Right. It's like that scene from what's that movie Tangled? You know, when his nose is wrong every time, and also the money is really low.
Gosh, speaking of the nose being wrong, the art department on this movie, I don't know if they got the approval of the actors when they put together this like wanted poster prop, but
It's
I don't
better
know.
though. It's like every artist's rendition in any movie where there, or in real life, not movie renditions. Like when you go to the police and you give them a description, it looks exactly like the actor who it's supposed to be. You're like, oh, that's the actor. That's Robin Williams. That's the bad guy. I got it.
Yeah, but it's like so derpy, but like they also
really
have
bad.
this like weird smoldering look in their eyes. It's like
like they were
what is the
going for it to,
intentions
like-
of this poster?
Yeah, it's like these guys are
poster
criminals.
flirting with me?
They're not. Yeah, but they're gonna fuck you. So just get behind that now.
Oh yeah, they're wanted.
They're with a guy named Three Finger Jack. You're getting something's happening. Wow.
Yeah.
So yeah, and what it turns out to be, they're like, oh no, we'll take him in. Like hell you will. Like hell you will. It kind of sounds like what's his face, Slim Pickens. Yeah, it's all a ruse, an elaborate hoax. These guys are all in it together. Who's got three fingers and is working for the Murrieta brothers? This guy.
I love that. Joaquin actually, like, he pulls another pistol. He pulls one pistol out, and then he pulls another pistol. This guy's like, "Hey, I thought you were tied up.
I thought you were tied up."
That's because you're stupid. And that character's name is literally Stupid Soldier.
I guess none of these soldiers, like, none of them come out good in this scene, because not only are they surprised by the fact that Joaquin has two guns, but then Alejandro and Jack are able to like take this rope and swoop it around the soldiers and just clothesline all of them.
And then take their clothes off.
Well, I believe that's called sweep the leg. Actually.
Yeah, I think the real MVP of this scene is off to the right. There's this old senora, and she is kneading some dough, and she could give two shits about what these soldiers are doing because she's got dough to knead, and so she's going to ignore what's going on.
They live in the middle of nowhere. I'm sure these soldiers use this house to like get free food and shit. And they're just like, fucking, when they leave, when do they leave? I'm so please take them. Awesome. I don't care. As long as I'm not part of it.
Yeah. This place is billed as a watering station and like the script stuff.
Sure.
So I'm not sure exactly how one of those is run.
I assume there has. Let's go ask Conan to have a well. You probably have to have somebody pulling that well and keeping it like flowing at all times. Otherwise, if you don't use it, you'd lose it. So,
keeping it from collapsing and
so somewhere there is a giant Mexican pushing a wheel, and he is mad as shit. Just know that he may show up and be the next Zorro. We don't know. Walk up, grab Zorro, break him in half, and be like, "I am Zorro now." Okay.
Also, I will say Al's hairstyle and beard style during this time really like when I had my hair, like this is pretty much how it would look if I grew it out. Just greasy and curls everywhere and gross. So yeah.
Who the fuck is Al?
It's Al. It's short for Alejandro.
You can't shorten a character in the movie's name to Al.
He literally came on the podcast and said, "You can call me Al, Jess."
He did not come on. That is racist.
I would not say calling someone
Martin Campbell would not stand for this. He is a friend to the Mexican people.
Well, you've always been a Campbell kid, so
I am. I'm such a Campbell's kid.
Do you like stew?
I like his gritty telling of Mexican history. It's one of the best. So yeah. Basically what we learn is that the Murrieta brothers hate the Mexican government. So basically, they're less robbers and more freedom fighters that also make money.
Yeah, I think they're just robbers, though.
They are, but I don't think they rob from like normals. He paid. That one brother paid the guy for the food, and then they're like talking to the kids about stuff. Like they're definitely setting him up as we're more of a Robin Hood, even though we're dicks.
Well, that's the thing about Joaquin Murrieta in real life is he was touted as the Robin Hood of Alta California.
There you go.
We talked about him back in Cut 1. Rob from the government type organizations, and then pay the farmers for food.
And it really seems, as the scene progresses, this is set up as they've done this a lot, and finally they got to drop on these guys.
Just naked soldiers tied around cacti all over the desert.
By the way, which one
have I ever put my penis on a cactus? No. Thanks for asking. What a weird question, Robin.
I'm just saying. I just want to point out that the tuchus on the right looks like it works out. I just want to say. I'm happy for that person.
Is there some good thick thickness?
Just like there's some saggage to the left and in the middle, and then the other one is just like, hey man, that guy does squats.
My God.
This does not go where I thought it would.
I love the
Nobody's
implication.
Saying anything. I say the things people are thinking.
I love the implication that like this is the type of stuff that Jack and the Murrieta brothers get up to all the time. I really like the whole cloak and dagger bit of this, but
I like that they've kept their children's catchphrase. Hoo-ah!
Yeah. But Jack mentions that they kidnapped the mayor of a town out of his own outhouse. And I'm like, well, why couldn't we begin this portion of the story with them kidnapping a guy in an outhouse? Because in my mind, I don't know why, but I'm picturing the poo cocktail extreme stunt from Jackass 3D, where they like tie something around the outhouse and then like give it a yank.
Oh yeah, yank it with the horse, and like he's literally in the shit box being pulled through the desert. Yeah, that'd be pretty good.
Just freaking out like Steve-O.
Oh, but yeah, they catch him, and unfortunately their celebration is very short lived.
Very short lived. It's like immediately they run into the fuzz.
Even the music stops.
Well, the Al and Walk, they're Al and Keen. Al and
God damn it! I hate what you're doing.
they were just dealing with some soldiers, and you notice those soldiers were like sweaty. They look like they've been riding like for days, and they look exhausted. And so it's very easy to see them get the drop on these guys, no problem. But then they run into like now we have like just a line of like perfectly uniformed. Everybody's on their game, and for some reason carrying spears.
Yeah, a bunch of spear boys.
I don't know what. I guess we do spears back then. We don't all carry guns at this point, or
bullets are expensive.
Are they real?
We learned that from Full Metal Ninja.
I was gonna say, are these mythical guns that Joaquin pulled out? But yeah, I love how the music is very triumphant, and the three are just like, "Hey, it's the best thing ever!" And then all of a sudden, they just stop abruptly by these guys, this like battalion sitting in front
and
of
we
them.
get our yet another first character that we haven't seen yet, Matt Letster.
Yeah,
you may know him as Eobard Thawne.
Yes,
you might know
much.
him from like he's been in a lot of stuff. He's around everywhere. That's where I knew him like from, because I read through his IMDb. I'm like, oh, he's on a bunch of TV shows in the 90s.
I saw he was in Narcos Mexico, like a lot of it. And I loved Narcos. I never got on to Mexico, but I think I should. I think I should.
Now who's racist? Martin Campbell. I see.
I don't mean to be racist, though. That Matt Lesher looks a lot like Wyatt Russell.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm not the only one who sees it.
I'd like to be blind to.
I think it's, I'm not I mean, Robin was talking about guys' asses in the last scene, but I didn't look at his face. I was more looking at his giant gun.
Oh, okay.
Which I had to go look up. I had to go look up because I'm like, that's not a revolver, right?
Oh, right.
It looks like a revolver in the shot that they're showing it in. And I was like, holy shit, that guy's revolver has a 2.5. It's a sword. If it was sharp on the end, it would be a sword. I was literally like, oh my God, that's so big. I went and looked it up. That is the Remington 1858. Huh? Oh, that's bad. That's 58. Mm-hmm. I think it was around in, it was called the Cattleman's Carbine. It has a butt.
It almost looks like a sawed-off shotgun, like that kind of length.
It does. They look like they took a pistol. It's like some guy's like, all right, okay, listen to me. I got a pistol, but I also got like 2 parts of a rifle. What if we take the middle part that like makes the bang bang part, and we just make because the bullets in this seem like they're just normal bullets, but it's like a 6-shooter.
I'm wondering, what do rifle boys like get upset at rifles that look like this? Like that, that's too small.
Like us when we see a really long knife and you're like, come on, man, you could have easily made that a sword.
That's a knife. Yeah, exactly.
Like Hobbit swords, which are technically swords because they're hobbits.
Yeah.
So you're like, I guess that's a sword.
It's in proportion.
Yeah, it's a sword asterisk.
Yeah.
This is a gun this is a rifle with an asterisk.
I have one more fun fact about Matt Letcher. His IMDb states that his trademarks are these 4 things.
Okay.
Often plays sinister characters. Check. Deep, smooth voice. Check.
I don't know about deep, but
intense gaze. Okay, check. And the final one is his final trademark on his IMDb is striking resemblance to David Hyde Pierce.
Ouch.
Striking resemblance. Like, I want that on my IMDb.
I don't know.
Rick,
how much I look like somebody.
Here's your homework, Rick. Show a picture of him, and then show a picture of Niles from the most recent Pirates of Penzance, where he's playing the Major General, and let's see if they look the same.
Yeah, I was about to say, can I picture Captain Harrison Love strolling into Fraser Crane's apartment and complaining about caviar or something like that? And I don't think I can. I want to take a little dip into history.
Oh yeah, we did a little bit. You did a little bit of this in the last episode.
I'm gonna put my history trunks on before I take a dip. I get to put my history trunks on. Okay.
California Ranger Captain Harry
not related
Love
to the raisins.
was born in Vermont in 1810. He left home to become a sailor, but wound up in Texas, where he joined the Texas Rangers and then
nothing but winners coming out of this state, Rick. Just saying.
Yep. And then he fought in the Mexican-American War. In 1850, he traveled to California to find gold, but instead he became a deputy sheriff and later worked as a bounty hunter before being named as the commander of the California Rangers in 1853. So he'd been named captain of the California Rangers 1853. July rolls around.
It took a while for him to find out his promotion. He heard it through the grapevine.
Right.
Did he get his white gloves that same day?
And 4 other dudes. That's when they joined.
They aged like fine wine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So on the morning of July 25th, 1853, Captain Love and 20 of his fellow California Rangers encountered a small group of men, and a confrontation occurred where 4 of those men were killed, 2 were captured, and 3 escaped. And it was claimed by the Rangers that one of the dead men was none other than Joaquin Murrieta, the Robin Hood of California. Another man that was killed was Manuel Garcia, who the Rangers dubbed Three-Fingered Jack.
Oh.
Who was apparently Murrieta's right-hand man.
And not much of a right hand.
Well, yeah.
3/5.
Yeah.
So not only did they kill them in this confrontation, but the Rangers proceeded to cut off the heads of both men as well as Garcia's hand as proof, sending those body parts by fast riders ahead of them to the main force at Fort
Where they
Miller.
were then put into jugs and pickled for a wonderful bouquet of water that we will be drinking later.
Yeah. So the heads and hand. Murrieta's head survived. Garcia's
Wait, his
hand
survived or his head survived?
Garcia's head rotted before they could properly jar it.
Sure.
But Murrieta's
what a
head
waste.
and Garcia's hand survived, and they were placed on display for gawkers to pay $1 to look at.
A peso?
The the remains were actually destroyed in an earthquake because they were up in San Francisco and an earthquake happened.
No,
I think it was the fire. It was the Great San Francisco Fire or something.
Oh, was
like
it
that.
when their river caught on fire? Yes, Cleveland. Guess you're wondering.
But yeah, it's there actually was a Captain Harrison Love. There was a Joaquin Murrieta and a Three-Fingered Jack, and those 2 men were killed by Harry Love.
So they are start calling him Harry soon.
Yeah, I was about to say
Harry.
if your name is Harrison and you choose to go by Harry and your last name is Love, I mean you got expectations to keep up. You better keep a razor away from anywhere.
No one calls my son Harry. He is Harrison.
I have a quick question here. This is probably going to be a real deep dive here. I'm going to ask Rick's help here. Harrison Love, Harry for short. Harry, really known for cutting off heads back this time.
Yep.
And I know somebody else is known for cutting off heads that might have been around. It might have even had the name Harrison Love at this time. I'm just saying there's different names. If you put his Harrison Love signature overlaid Connor McLeod's signature and just or Russell Nash,
Yeah.
Made a computer.
Justice McQueen is not that far off as a made up name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Where was any Highlander in the 18?
I would say not to spoil the end of the movie, but we never see Captain Love's head get cut off.
Oh.
But we do see Harry get the prize in this cut, right?
Yes.
At least he got some life force.
Yes.
And he likes to keep the heads. It's interesting.
That's an interesting way to go. I wouldn't have thought of that. I usually thought the heads lift up and they go into the heavy side layer like cats, but this is where we are. So yeah, this is a pretty good scene. Like he literally, they jump out of, he fucking shoots Three-Fingered Jack midair.
Mm-hmm.
Great shot.
Yeah.
I love that I'm doing Three-Fingered Jack. I'm talking about him. I'm doing Three-Fingered Jack right now.
Oh no.
The fingers. I don't want to make that a character, please.
I know a Don myself.
I'm Three-Fingered Jack. I know how much a peso is worth.
Okay. So Captain Love, he's got a favorite place to aim for, and he is going to shoot you in the ass.
Crass.
Because as Three-Fingered Jack is flying through the air, he gets shot in, admittedly, upper thigh, right below the buttock. But Captain Love was shooting for the ass right there.
I really wanted him to get shot in the finger.
It's like another finger shot.
Oh,
I
no.
gotta
Just
change
finger
my
jack.
name.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be confused. No, two
Four
and a half
fingers. Just lop the hand off at this point.
Yeah, at this point, it's not useless.
Oh wait, not 4 fingers. It'd be 2. Never mind.
So he
I gained a finger from that bullet. It's
gets
a miracle.
a finger shot off of one hand and it lands on the other hand, so
Oh,
it
like that,
restores a
trick,
finger.
like a trick when you.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, he shoots
Great
the shit
podcast.
out of that dude, and then he shoots the brother in the ass.
Yep.
Brother
Yeah,
goes down and pulls the old "Go on without me."
I'm injured. You need to run. No, I'm not going to leave you. You need
I have
to run.
a bullet wound that in most movies you just continue on with and no one cares. But because of the script, I am dead now.
They say I keep pressure, but that's about it. That's how I'm supposed to survive. No, yeah, Joaquin like pulls his gun, and you're thinking he's going to shoot Harry, but he shoots himself in the stomach, a little gun seppuku.
Oh yeah,
And then, like the John Williams score soars, and Al screams "No!" and starts firing his blaster wildly while still running to the ship. It's crazy.
He shoots the. He noticed that when he shot, he shot himself in the chest, not in the gut.
it was a little higher,
but
than
it was
the
really,
gut.
really high. I mean, also with a musket, that's the only time you're ever going to shoot yourself in the chest. That thing even went off. The amount of dust that's probably in there. Where was that? Was that in his buttocks? Where did he find that gun? He's covered in guns.
That's
He's
right.
covered in
Yeah,
guns.
he had 2 guns before, but
Basically,
maybe it's
he's
just one
like,
of his
I'm not gonna live with. Like, it's so funny. Like, they don't even look for the brother. Like, the
Yeah.
brother runs behind. He's within earshot and eye shot of this thing that's happening. So it's like you could easily just, I don't know, fan out a little.
Yeah. Just look around.
Also, Joaquin's got this, giant medallion hanging off his neck, and they behead him. The medallion hits the dirt, and they don't like check it out, or they don't pick it up, or
Like it's fine silver.
Yeah,
like,
they could be
this is-
sold.
Yeah, that was weird
worth
that they
something.
leave that. I mean, we won't see that in this. We won't. He finds the later on. We'll learn the symbolism of the actual locket, other than it was given to them by Zorro. That's all we still know now at this point. So.
Right. And so a boat is nearby carrying a person cloaked in black.
That's right. We cut from the middle of the day in like the desert, and then suddenly close up on burlap sack soaked with blood hanging from a saddle next to the ocean.
We're back in the Three Musketeers or the Mask of the Iron, the Man in the Iron Mask. It's the same prison.
Right.
And we get extremely authentic Mexican Mari Chaikin.
I know.
well-known character actor he's Canadian American, but a lot of times he plays like, I would call it Jewish, like kind of like Brooklyn-y Jewish guy. That's kind of his thing.
The kind of character that would refer to Antonio Banderas as Tony Flags.
Yeah. Tony Flags. I mean, he's been in My Cousin Vinny and a bunch of other things we've seen him in.
I love him from War Games. I've always liked him when I pop, and I'm like, oh, this guy's so familiar. Just because I probably watched War Games.
He is in
100
War
times
Games when
as a
he
kid.
was young. He looked 1,000 then.
He was one of the like nerdy guys.
It's him and the Nerdkins back in the back. Like, what's his face from Grease? Like the fucking like the epitome of nerds. Like,
I said,
oh my God, what's his name?
Eddie is Eddie in Greece? Is it?
We'll figure it out.
Eddie Deason.
Yeah, Eddie Deason.
There it is.
Are you guys a fan?
Chicken.
Are you guys a fan of the sleep talking trope? I can never. It just always feels so fake to me.
I feel like they were like, oh, let's give Chaikin something to play with. He's a noted character actor. Let's let him cook a little bit. You're dreaming. Go. Oh yes, the farmer's daughter your father's coming to the barn. We must hide. He was also in another film with Catherine Zeta-Jones, Entrapment.
Oh yes, Entrapment. Wait, am I in that?
Yes, you are.
Okay, just making
You're
sure.
almost in this one. No, you're the man.
I'm around
Oh,
the edges. I'm on the periphery of these movies. Just so you know. I'm here in spirit, boys.
Yes.
So,
If
yeah,
I
it's
said-
Don Rafael. He's come back and he's looking for Zorro because he wants to make sure he's dead. Don Diego de la Vega.
He doesn't recognize him.
He's right there.
Do you buy that? Do you buy that?
no.
Look,
We're playing a little game called Find Anthony Hopkins in the room full of
And I'm like,
character
there he
actors.
is. There he is.
He's the guy who looks like Anthony Hopkins.
Dude, he
It's
got
the
like
guy
a
who's kind
sword
of dressed like
thumb.
Zeus. Yeah, I got it. That's Anthony Hopkins. But of course, I've only always known him as an old man.
Mhm.
Whereas Don Rafael knew him 20 years ago when he was a much younger man.
He was like in his late 20s.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Now he's 45.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this warden, as you know, Don Rafael is going like real close inspection. He decides to interrupt this process by announcing to the room, if any of you is or ever was that masked man all dressed in black known as Zorro, reveal himself now. And I'm like, that just felt really melodic. And I'm like, is that like a snippet from the old Zorro TV show like intro song? So I had to look it up, and no. But it would have really been really fun if the warden said something like, you know, out of the night when the full moon is bright comes the horseman known as Zorro.
Yeah. So we get a this is I am Spartacus moment.
Mhm.
And I finally have my question answered when I just scanned over the cast when we were first starting this. I saw there were 3 characters, one called Black Zorro, the other called Leper Zorro, and the other one called Ancient Zorro. And I was
I
like,
know who
what
all of
part
them
of the
are.
movie is this?
I know who all of them are.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
There you
love-
see. They're
I
all
love
Zorro.
how I'm assuming Ancient Zorro is the one who gets angry at Black Zorro.
They're all the different mark numbers of the Iron Man
Boomer
suits.
Zorro.
It's like, this
Yeah.
one's Black Zorro. He's there for special jobs. And old Zorro is gross.
Yeah.
But it's funny because like Ancient Zorro's like, you can't be Zorro, you're too tall. And I'm like, really? Is that the only reason why this random black man can't be Zorro?
Right. Right.
I think Martin handled it well and didn't say it's because he's black.
Right. So the prisoners all get pushed back into their cells, but Don Diego chokes one out, steals his keys, and does the little trick he learned when he was a criminal psychologist.
When he was a
about-
Three Musketeer. He puts
about-
someone's body up in his suit. He walks around like a friar and then poops out the body.
Listen, it's just really convenient that the guard that was left behind has like a neck made out of balsa wood, because Diego's able to like he doesn't even wrap his whole hand around the guy's neck. It's kind of like he just kind of grips either side of it with his fingertips, and then you hear this snap. And it's like, I don't know what's in the front of the throat that would necessarily snap like that and cause instant death, because I feel like the thing you want to snap is in the back of the neck as opposed to the front. But
that's his arthritis. Actually, that's his hands making that noise. Crickle crackle.
So the guard died of embarrassment for him. I got you.
But he switches himself out for the dead body, like Silence of the Lambs. But I guess this is also a Count of Monte Cristo trope too.
Yeah, I'm surprised that guard didn't get his face cut off.
Yeah.
So that way, when they wheel the body out to the ambulance, then Diego would sit up, pull the face off.
Yeah.
Start stabbing.
We really missed out on a lot. This movie's constantly cutting corners.
Mm-hmm. We lost out.
Got to make that $95 million budget work.
There was an entire flashback that we didn't get to see.
So
while Diego
was
the
same,
after Diego was tossed in the grave, the guards start shoveling dirt on him, and there was supposed to be like a prolonged flashback to Diego de la Vega being dropped off by David Carradine to be, brought under the cruel tutelage of Pai Mei.
Yeah.
And then he's doing a little punch, his little 1-inch punch.
And luckily for him, they just basically threw him into a shallow pit and just kind of dusted him with some dirt. There we go. He's good.
Look, there were a lot of diseases back then in every country because of poor cemetery work. What do you want to do? Let's put him in a bag and put him about 3 inches in the ground.
Yeah.
And no one's come up with an actual standard depth that we need to be going to yet.
I'm sad because we've spent so much time in our Kill Bill coverage trying to determine whether or not Uma went through 2 graves to get out.
Yeah.
Like they should have put the added effort to throw another couple bodies on top of him, really. But yeah, his sword.
He
is
can't
the
be the
first,
only guy who died in that prison today. It can't be.
There's graves all over the place. Maybe they're all fresh and 6 inches deep. But his sword is the first to come out of the earth, and much like every other zombie swordsman we're going to cover from here on out.
Yeah.
So
more zombies need swords.
yes, zombie swords. Save that Google for later. Yeah. So shall we go to Alta California?
Yes, let's head back to the coast, where Don Luis says the governor has returned.
Yes.
And everyone's like, yay.
We can't hear your clapping. That's how much clapping there is. No, we got Luis, we've got Pedro, Hector, Julio. I found actually a
Uncle Julio brings this big chocolate pinata that we're all supposed to hit and like get all the candy out of. It's great. He messes. The only thing I'll say is Uncle Julio does charge for his sopapillas, and that's bullshit.
You just got to watch out because Don Hector is going to be running 3 Honda Civics with spoon engines. And on top of that, he just went into Harry's and he ordered 3 T66 turbos with NOS and a Motec exhaust.
Yeah, this movie really ties into so much. Fun fact, I looked up the different actors that play the Dons, and the only interesting one was Don Pedro, who's played by Pedro Armendariz Jr. Now, he also played President Hector Lopez in License to Kill, and his father, Pedro Sr., played Karim Bey in From Russia with Love. So it was like a nice Bond connection there.
Absolutely. That's a good pedigree to have when like you're acting in action movies and stuff like that, to be directly connected to the Bond series.
Yeah,
absolutely. Man,
I saw a lot of like, tie-in cast members from License to Kill, especially because that movie is very, it's very Mexican and Californian, if I remember correctly. Anyway,
I love how they make it a point as Rafael is walking up to individually address each one of these Dons as if they're going to be like mini bosses for Zorro to fight later on in the movie, or like setting them up as maybe like possibly future, antagonists in like later sequels. And it's like, no, not really.
Yeah.
Like
this is kind of like if you went to a roast and the roast master walked by and was like, hey, what's your name, by the way? Don Pedro. Gotcha. Okay. Just going to take that with me. I'm going to so roast you in front of all these people.
The Dons, they're so crestfallen when Rafael like greets them and then just keeps walking so we can talk to the assembled crowd who have been like slow clapping this entire time. Like they never stopped. Whatever these folks are getting paid to stand out in the sun and be happy for Rafael's return, they're going to make sure that they earn that money.
Look,
right.
I, Don Rafael, am going to drain the swamp of these Dons. I know I sound like a Don, but I'm not a Don. My name's not Don. Actually, it is. It's Don Rafael. I'm your buddy.
Everyone says Spain bought my vote. So Spain, Spain, Spain. Anyway, how far can we go with this one? Make
that was
Alta.
That was
that's it. I love that Rafael asks, like, where's your Zorro now? It's to the Padre that's screaming Zorro, and Diego literally walks right in front of the Padre that he's talking to.
Just to be like, all right, this guy does not remember me.
If there's one rule about public speaking, if you're going to be delivering a speech specifically that you want to remain in control of, you need to stick to yes and no questions for your audience. Don't ask open-ended questions like who fought for you all this time, and then someone be like, "Oh, Zorro." Raphael's be like, "Shut the fuck up." Yes or no questions. Do the
Right.
Dons care about you? No. Does Spain care about you? No. Do I care about you? Yes. You got to preempt them for that one. You can't give them the opportunity to say no.
I like that one Don didn't get the message. They were all going to dress like foppish British guys. There's one guy that's like, I'm going to dress like a mariachi. No, that's not what we're doing. We're not doing gaucho. We're doing like Artful Dodger.
Right.
And instead he's like, oh shit, I showed up in my, you guys, you should have told me.
I could have worn my longer jacket.
You make me look stupido.
Yeah, I don't know what so Raphael is like, we're gonna take the future. We're gonna be not Spaniards, not Mexicans, we're gonna be Californians. And
Sure.
eventually there's gonna be a governor who will pronounce that over and over again in such a winning way, the Californians.
And then we're going to become ultra liberal, and people are going to hate us for it, and our land prices are going to go skyrocketing. But don't worry, you won't benefit from that. We will take your land from you.
And I like that Raphael's like, hey, I'm here. I'm not wearing a mask, and I will never ever leave you. I'm
And
good.
somehow Don Diego has gotten younger since he looked older in jail, and he got out, and now his beard is like, if we leave him out of jail long enough, will he just go back to his default cut one look? Will he just
It's amazing what a fresh set of clothes and a good comb will do.
and a rag around your neck?
When I was in the Rock, you see, I had a haircut of my own. Remember? Sorry, I'll leave.
And a little bit of gay panic in that movie for no reason. Yes.
So Diego is about to plunge a dagger into Raphael.
So
And
that's
Leonardo
how we'll
steps
learn
out.
that Zorro.
Oh.
This is how Zorro really ended. If this actually got to happen, like if his daughter didn't show up, it's just like some madman ran out of the thing and fucking knifed Don Diego or Don Rafael, and then just got shot immediately by 1,000 people.
Yeah, a bunch of other assholes just take over and do the same shit.
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is like Indiana Jones. If Zorro wasn't there, the same shit would happen.
Yeah. Or no, if Rafael Montero wasn't there, there'd still be corruption. And
Gotcha.
But he suddenly hears a female voice, "Father," and as we all would be in the presence of Catherine Zeta-Jones, Diego is stunned. And
now there's a bit of let's talk about Catherine Zeta-Jones. There's a little bit of vagary about her age, because in this movie, what they say she is and what we over the years, I think she is the age she tells us she is, maybe, but it might have been I lied at first, so I have to always lie forever. As to her birthday could be the same, but I think, and it's what does it say she was? What age does it say?
IMDb says that she was born in 1969.
Okay.
Nice.
So she's 5 years older than me.
So
how old is she right now?
She is 29 in this movie, and she is playing 20.
Yeah, because
that's pushing
20 years later, and she was a baby.
It says she's 55. Again, I don't know. I always feel like she's older than she has said. And so all of the movies that she just happened to also be blessed with being Catherine Zeta-Jones for a long time and looked 20 for 15 years. And she was almost 35. So good for her. Awesome.
Are you saying that Catherine Zeta-Jones is also an immortal going around chopping people's heads off?
No, she hasn't quickened in a while. And also being with a cadaver, like, it's not like he's probably aging her. Look, I like Michael Douglas, but let's be honest. I call a cadaver when I see a cadaver. When your eyes, when that red under your eyes starts to show, that's when I'm like, you're too old, man.
Yeah.
Too old to be on camera.
Yeah, funny enough, it's maybe a couple years later, Michael Douglas ends up starring in Shining Through with Melanie Griffith. So it's like their other Antonio and Catherine's other halves were in a movie
Yeah, that's
together.
fun though. I mean, she's great in this. She's really good in this movie.
Yeah.
I would say, I mean, you've seen her in everything.
Oh, I was going to get right into it next
Go
cut,
for
but,
it. Oh,
but
no, next cut. We can wait
yeah,
because we're not really like we're barely meeting her.
we're barely meeting her. I will say that the Romnea or Romanea, I don't know, the flower that they give her
Romanea.
It's
is
pronounced different than how it's spelled.
Okay.
yeah. It's native to California, and it's also known as the fried egg flower because it does look like a fried egg.
Oh, okay. That smelled like one. I know the smell. Like methane. Oh, that is the smell of farts.
Yeah.
Ma'am.
You have to forgive me. I was in an outhouse that was kidnapped by the Murrieta brothers, and shit got everywhere.
I love that someone's like, she's in Ocean's 11. No, she's not.
No,
They also
12,
have her in
right?
Ocean's 12, and it's like, okay, yes, she was in Ocean's 12. She's not in Ocean's 11.
I
The
do
Phantom,
have.
great in that movie.
Oh yeah. I do have one last bit of fun facts about Antonio, though.
Yeah.
Before we go, he got $5 million for this role,
Oh,
and
good.
to prepare, he practiced with the Olympic fencing team in Spain for 4 months before being handed over to our good friend Bob Anderson,
That's awesome.
Nice.
spending 10 hours a day for 2 months specifically on fight
Whoa.
scenes from the film.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah,
But I mean, it
Mar-
shows. In this movie, he does some pretty amazing stunts. I don't know how much of it all is him. We'll have to get when we get to those scenes. I don't remember. I don't remember it being glaringly bad. You know,
Well,
like some movies we watch where we're like, well, that's not the guy.
they called Bob Anderson Grumpy Bob on the set, apparently. But
Poor-
when he
poor-
did
poor Grumpy
interviews, he was helping out on Fellowship of the Ring, big movie, and he did interviews for that. And they asked him like, other people he's worked with, and he said Antonio Banderas is the best natural talent with whom I've ever worked. So
Nice.
I mean, he
Maybe a lot
also
of
was
the
a
stuff is
stage
going to be him.
actor, so I bet he's got some stage combat stuff. So
Yeah.
I bet he's just a well-rounded dude. Like he's a triple threat. He's
Right.
I don't know. Can Antonio Banderas dance? Like really dance? I know he dances in this
mean,
movie, but like
yeah.
can he dance for reals?
Isn't he in Shall We Dance? No, that's Richard Gere. What?
I say, Robin, ask your AI friend if Antonio Banderas
Oh.
can dance.
Oh no, he's in Take the Lead.
Yes.
Ah,
Take the Lead. So I got those mixed up. I'll see if he's nice.
Yeah, it seems to dance a lot. That's good for him. There's a 60 Minutes interview from a million years ago that says learning how to dance with Antonio Banderas, which is usually one of those fluff pieces where he like shows you a few moves. So okay,
Mm-hmm.
I'm giving it to him.
ChatGPT
I'm giving it to him.
says Antonio seems like a genuinely kind and down-to-earth person, often described as warm, humble, and gracious both on and off the screen. Over the years, he's built a reputation for being approachable, professional, and friendly with fans and colleagues alike. And he's involved with charity work, especially support of various children's organizations. So, nice guy.
He seems like a nice guy, and I'm glad the AI has told us he's a nice guy. Because we hate it when we don't have a nice guy.
Mm-hmm. I love that he has
set.
a sense of humor about himself. Those quotes I was reading earlier, and how much he hates the cat. That's really funny stuff. So, yeah, great guy. I love Antonio
Great
Banderas.
guy.
Great guy. I think he's nice too.
yeah.
Okay. And without him, we would have no Andor. We would have no Pedro Pascal. He pushed Latin mainstream.
Mm-hmm.
We did not have a ton. I mean, other than like fucking the Joker, what's his name? That wouldn't shave his mustache off.
Cesar Romero.
Like you know what I mean? Like that's not. I mean like leading man shit.
Yeah. I mean,
It was few and
Desi
far
Arnaz
between.
was even a supporting character. So
Yes, his own show.
Right.
yeah.
But that was on purpose.
Yeah.
He knew his wife was funnier. But it's one of those things where I'm like, would we have a Pedro Pascal playing Mr. Fantastic if
Yeah.
Antonio Banderas, Catherine Zeta-Jones, she's Welsh, and other people didn't push forward, Welsh actors that need to act too.
Mm-hmm.
Tom Jones wasn't doing his part in the acting category. He was showing us that Welshmen could sing, but not that Welshmen can act. So yeah. I really hats off to this movie. Hats off to Martin Campbell for getting a really great cast of Latinx together.
And
Awesome.
Latinx adjacent.
Yeah, Latin
And also
passing.
just straight up Welsh and English people, which is great.
Hey, good for them. Good for him to, really throw out there some roles for
Look,
some
this
white
could have
people.
been a lot wider than it was. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
This could have been Tom Cruise in Zorro.
Yeah.
I mean, it would have gone great with The Last Samurai. He could have done The Last Samurai
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Zorro. People been like, Tom, what the fuck are you doing? You have to stop doing these movies.
My next role is in the Woman King. The
Yes.
Woman King. I'm playing the title role.
And then I will be Gandhi. Oh, okay, cool. And then MLK. Oh, great.
Getting worse there.
But with no makeup. Just Tom Cruise.
Just yeah.
No one's going to talk about it.
I am acting, okay? Acting. You have to accept this non-reality.
I didn't know MLK did his own stunts. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see MLK hanging from the side of a helicopter
Excuse
as he's
me?
running from the CIA.
Okay. Finish that sentence correctly. Jesus Christ. You can't use that word. What is wrong with you? Bleep that out.
Man, you're like Robin. You never follow the ellipses.
Oh, yeah. Wait, who are you, Martin Campbell? Why are you talking like this? So, yeah. Great cut.
I
love this.
But the cut wraps up on a close up of Catherine Zeta-Jones as she is like smelling this flower, and she like turns the camera, and it's all very picturesque. And Diego's like, "Well, I guess I can't murder broad daylight now." So
This is giving me some Pirates of the Caribbean vibes, guys. It's coming. It's coming. I don't know when.
So stay tuned, because next time, a cash-strapped and grieving Alejandro catches the interest of a newly resurrected Diego de la Vega. After getting his ass handed to him by an old man with a cane, Alejandro finds himself standing in the underground lair of the infamous Zorro, conscripted into Diego's personal war on Montero. As time passes, Alejandro is molded into a swordsman worthy of taking up Zorro's mantle. But Alejandro's side quest to procure himself a horse of his own lands him in more hot water than he bargained for. The legend returns in Cut 3 of The Mask of Zorro.
Corto tres, you should say.
Right.
Trace ounces.
Tres.
Trace finger.
Yeah.
Jack.
Also, it's a lot easier to say Al. I'm just saying. You can call him Al.
I'm calling him Zorro.
We were until I come up with a better idea. Now we're okay with just calling him Zorro. Okay.
I was always fine calling him Zorro. It's only Rick that won't call him Zorro
I had a
until
problem.
he's canonically Zorro.
Like, it's stolen valor if you call him Zorro before he goes through the process of becoming Zorro.
He will be Zorro later.
Yeah. Nobody ever said like, yeah, Superman came down in that spaceship and crashed on Earth. Oh, sorry. He's a baby back then. He didn't quite put the shield on yet.
No, see, I think we need to go back to, Bill's parlor room where he talks about the difference between Superman and literally every other vigilante.
Yes.
See, Superman
Are you
came
saying
down in the
Superman
ship.
is not a vigilante? Hold on.
Okay, Superman has always been Superman. He became Clark Kent.
No, Superman is Clark Kent. He became Superman.
Agree to disagree.
No, sorry, not in the new universe. His parents are bastards, and he is
Fake news.
Clark
Fake news,
Kent.
they're not bastards.
He's a great guy who decided I'm going to put on a costume. Batman is the real person. Bruce Wayne is a husk. That's the difference. Just like Zorro, Batman is the real person.
I think
Don Diego de la Vega is now just a giant anger machine.
I don't know. I think I'm just okay with letting them choose whatever identity they want and tell me
cute.
about it and be okay with it. You
Yeah.
know, I don't want to assign anything to them. You
He
are
was
Zorro.
He was born Zorro. All right, this is it. We're done.
Yeah, it's definitely in the gutter now.
Cool. Well,
Bye, everybody.
no, wait, we got to say our plugs.
Yeah.
I thought you say our prayers.
We have patreon.com/swordboys. Lots of extra content. It's basically, you get to listen to us every week if you listen to Patreon, because you would have an episode of regular feed, and then you would have an episode of Next Time and or a TC Boo. So
It might be worth it.
Come join.
Yep,
It
and
may
be
be
sure to
worth it.
follow us on social medias. Most of the major ones, we are pumping out content like crazy. So if you want to be reminded of some of the best bits from each episode, make sure to tune in for those.
Hey, folks, it doesn't cost anything to just to hit a like button. Hit a like. Let us know you're watching these. You're liking them. Just hit a like. I watched
hey,
it, as in check. I
We like doing
watched it.
reviews. We like doing reviews and reading the reviews of the movie. If you write us a 5-star review, we'll read it on the show.
Yeah.
Wow,
Go to your Apple
that's a lot right
podcast,
there. Okay.
and it has to be. It can't be great show. It needs to be something like write whatever you want. You can literally. They don't care that you aren't actually defining the show. You can say,
right.
I think that Superman is the shell and Clark Kent's the real person. You can say whatever you want in the review as long as you give us 5 stars. Okay?
Hashtag Clompy for 20% off.
Yep. Slash Clompy. We'll get you a lot of play. So, yeah, it never hurts. Thanks, guys.
Adios.
Adios.
Adios. Cling clang.
Big clang.
Clang, clang.